What's up, y'all? Welcome back to Poppy Joe's. Today's video is going to be all about how to plan and prep for your spring garden. We're going to walk you through everything that we've done so far, from tilling this baby up to setting up the fence to planting onions to starting seeds. We're going to take you through everything that we've done so far, talk about what we still need to do moving forward, and we're just excited to bring you guys along. So let's get into it. We're going to get some cabbage seeds started for indoors. For us, we're doing in-ground, row gardening, but we have a 35-foot by 25-foot garden bed laid out, and we're gonna start tilling it. So our plan for the in-ground garden is to till it up like 6 to 8 inches deep. Again, I also know there's controversy with tilling. We have to till this go around, and kind of the thought process is through each season of gardening more and more, as the soil becomes more nutritious and delicious, there's gonna be less tilling that we have to do. But this go around, we're tilling hard. And then we're gonna add an inch or two of compost on top of it for that kind of nature's fertilizer, and then we're gonna plant. Today we're talking about garden planning, and I just kind of want to share, as a beginner gardener, kind of the things that we were thinking about with planning our garden. I've got my seeds here, some of the stuff that we're definitely going to grow. And again, it's our first garden ever. We both have grown some flowers. When I was little, I grew one cantaloupe with my mom, and I can't even remember. Me and my sister each grew one, and one, like the rabbits and squirrels got to it, and the other one was good. And it honestly could have been my sister's that was successful and not even mine. And I did like a back porch herb garden. That was successful, except for the basil. The basil like germinated, but it never got past the germination point. And so I want to grow basil. I honestly make pesto like every week. It's like my favorite thing. And so for the basil, I'm definitely going to start it indoors, and hopefully the success is better. But outside of what I just said, long-winded, I know, we've got a few varieties of tomatoes. We've got a ton of varieties of peppers, hot peppers, bell peppers, whatever, carrots, rainbow carrots, and just regular carrots. We're also going to grow cabbage. Like I said, we're going to get that started today. Different varieties of lettuce because we like to eat salads. I got the butterhead lettuce, which excites me for little like chicken lettuce wraps. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. More tomatoes, more carrots, regular carrots, and rainbow carrots. Okay, I'm getting out of hand here. Got some wildflowers. We're going to do basil, parsley, dill, yeah, and potatoes. So, okay, let's reel it all in. Tomatoes, peppers, cabbage, carrots, potatoes, lettuces, and herbs. In herbs, parentheses, basil, comma, parsley, comma, cilantro, comma, dill. And I'm probably gonna grow mint in containers. And I already have a rosemary plant still in the backyard that honestly I haven't watered in 5 months, but it still looks good. So I'm gonna try and transplant it in the actual garden space down. I'm like looking at it. You guys don't know where I'm looking. I'm gonna try and transplant it from the pot to the ground, and that might not go well. But that's what I'm gonna try anyway. So that's what we're planning on growing. We're zone 8A, and so our last frost date is average like March 20th through March 25th. We have a really long growing season, so it's February 1st right now. No, it's February 4th. And that's why, just for reference, like I'm getting some seeds started. But today I'm really just getting started with cabbage. And then honestly, probably in 2 weeks, I'll start tomatoes, peppers, and the basil in the seed trays inside under grow lights so that we're kind of ready to plant hopefully like a week or two, maybe the first week of April, let's say. Probably a little bit later. I don't know. I'm doing this for the first time. I'm just going with the flow a little bit. I'm reading the back of a seed packet. I'm reading some of the books that we have, and I'm watching YouTube videos. And that's all you really can do. I would definitely say that like figure out what you want to plant. There's apps in the App Store. One that I like, it's called Planter, and there's like a free version. Just kind of lay out, you know, where things are going to plant, how much you're planting, so you'll know how much space that you'll need. I will say for Doug and I, like how much to plant is not something that I'm really thinking about or that he's thinking about, because we obviously want to feed ourselves, but we also have and are so grateful to have a lot of space to garden. And so I'm not really worried about, oh my gosh, we like planted so much and we have so much tomatoes, I don't even know what to do, because our goal is to definitely fill our pantry, and I want to learn how to can and preserve the harvest, but I also want to have this excess that I can bring to church once a month on Sunday and just let people go to town with. So that's definitely what we're considering. And you know, the garden, it's in an area that's getting at least 6 to 8 hours of sunlight, because that's what most vegetables will need. And it's not on a slope, so for us, like, drainage is good. And we did a soil test a few months ago, added some lime, added some triple 10 fertilizer. We're gonna do another little bit of triple 10, I think. But yeah, definitely if you're doing in-ground, get a soil test, because you don't want to spend all that time and money and your soil wasn't good the whole time. That's just a bummer. And then make sure you have a plan of how you're going to get things watered. Our garden is going to be right next to our well, which has a little spigot there, so we just need to attach a little hose and we'll be on our way. But, you know, you can do the little irrigation lines and the drip watering, and there's just so many options, and there's so many different ways, and a lot of people say different things, but who cares? Like, everyone's goal is to have a good harvest. All right, we're back in the garden. Today we are working on tilling the garden more, adding a little layer of compost over top, and hopefully planting some onions today. But if we don't plant the onions today, then we'll just plant them tomorrow. All right, y'all, we are back. Another day, another dollar. Yesterday, we tilled, we harrowed, we raked, we pickaxed, and then we put the compost buckets on. And now we just have to rake it out, even it out, and I really want to get my onions planted today. All right, y'all, we did all the spreading of what we had, and we are going to need a little bit more compost, but for now, for what we are about to plant, we're totally fine because everything that we're planting in the next month is kind of going on the top of the garden, and back here where we still need more soil, that's going to be like tomatoes and pepper plants, and those aren't going to be planted for at least another month and a half. So we have a lot of time before we would need that. Doug is asking me if he could start the tractor. No, babe. No, you can't. I'm kidding. You can go. Okay, so now we're planting onions. I have my bowl of onion sets here. I didn't feel like growing them from seed this season. First time ever growing onions, really growing anything other than flowers and herbs. So just got sets from a local farm. I'll leave the farm in the description below so that you guys can check them out. But I have some sweet onions and some Southern Belle Red. We have short day onions. It's gonna be two rows probably because I have like 100 onions here. The rows themselves are gonna be a foot apart, 12 inches. And then within the rows, each onion, I'm gonna space out 4 inches from the rest. We have full sun here. I'm gonna water them a lot. And yeah, let's just do this thing. We've got 100 onions in the ground. It is February 10th, zone 8A, West Georgia. I'm not going to be watering these in, like I said, because it's going to be raining all week. But after we get this 3 days of rain, next week, if it dries up, you know, I'll multiply. I'll water these a few times a week just to make sure that they have some moist soil, and as time goes on.
Hey guys, so one of the first things we wanted to do after we decided to do the garden here, get the soil right, was obviously build a fence to help keep animals away. There's a bunch of deer and other little things that obviously can get in the garden and eat stuff. So did some research. Obviously we have 4-board fence around the pastures, but we didn't want to use that much materials, and it also wouldn't keep some of the smaller animals out. So went with a wood post, 5x8. We dug 18 holes. After we measured out the total area of the garden, we want to post every 8 feet apart. And we went with just a welded wire fence, stapled it onto the post. And then we got same type of boards that's over there, 8x16 treated lumber. Went around, screwed those in. And there's your fence.
Good morning, Baltimore! And we're back at Poppy Joe's Pastures, and we're building a fence around our garden today. Doug has already done most of the work, and I have just been supervising and making sure that he's well fed. What is probably the last step for the fence? For protecting it? We have to paint it.
Oh yeah, we gotta paint it.
Thanks, babe, for this beautiful fence.
You're welcome.
Alright, that is it for this week's video, all about our spring garden and everything that we've done so far. We still have so much work to do. We have so much more that we want to plant. There's more seeds to get started. There's some potting up that I need to do with the seeds that I did start in this video. There's some tweaks that we have to make to the fence. There's more grass that we want to pull out of the garden. And this is just going to be a long project that we're so excited about, and that will obviously continue to document for you all to just kind of see and answer any questions that you all have along the way, to share things that we've learned and are learning along the way, because we're learning a lot already. Obviously, we can't wait to have a beautiful harvest one day, but truly this journey and process of learning how to do everything in the garden and just getting your hands dirty is like the best part. And so we are just enjoying it for sure. Some hard, sweaty days, but that's what it's all about. Next week will just be a weekly vlog of kind of what we do around the farm after our day jobs and then what we're doing next weekend. So we'll see y'all next Sunday. Thanks for watching. Subscribe below.